Devon, you had over 100 yards, and there were 4 new offensive linemen. What did you see from them and their performance?
It was something that, like, the offensive line, they've been working, like, all spring, and so I wasn't expecting nothing but what I seen at practice, and they've been working very hard. You know, it's a new group, but they bond that they made at practice, so I was just, like, coming to the game expecting them to do great, and that's what they did.
We'll stay in the front, and we'll go to Travis Brown and then Brent.
2 questions real quick. What do you, with the GPS data that y'all are given with the vest or whatever, what kind of that data do you like to process, and what do you particularly look at?
I don't really look at it. It's just like it's more sort of like our acceleration and speed thing, but I don't really just pay much attention to that.
Do you know what your fastest miles per hour has
No.
been? No. And then especially with the offensive line, Aki Agumbi, how impressive have you been with what he's been able to do as a true freshman, and what have you seen from his game in particular?
You know, he's very like like on his techniques and stuff like that. You know, they all stay after practice. You know, work to certain type of stuff. So I just seen like a lot of off the work type of field stuff that he be doing, and it all transfers into a game day.
Is he a guy that from early in fall camp you knew was going to be one of those guys that would step up and get a starting role?
Yes, sir, of course, because he been putting in the work off the field. You know, even when it was COVID, you know, he had all this certain little adversity, he still was working. So, and working on his game. So I was also watching, and that's what he did this Saturday.
We'll stay in the front with Brent Zorneman, then we'll go to the TV row.
How would you evaluate Haynes in his start and kind of running the show, you know, the old school reference of in the huddle, but just in terms of directing the offense and leading the way in his first start?
I love Haynes King. Like his game that Saturday, you know, he was never just like I was on my first game. So I was just you know, in his ear, keeping him hyped up. And, you know, I basically just tell him like to do the same things he do at practice, and that's what he was doing. You know, making plays, and that's the type of guy he is. So he's a hardworking guy, and that's what he showed on Saturday.
Were there any examples you can think of him saying anything or doing anything in the course of the game?
He made a lot of big plays. Like remember last time I was up here and I was saying like he's always like in front, like Asher's like just how he was on Saturday. He used his legs. You know, he wasn't afraid to scramble or even take hits. So it was like very impressive.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back behind the TV lights or to the TV row to Tyler and then Mike.
Devon, first off, when you broke loose for your touchdown run, were you having kind of shades of the Orange Bowl?
I wasn't thinking about the Orange, but I was just thinking about trying to get to the end zone and score.
And how much more comfortable are you now starting year 2 in this offense than, you know, say a year ago when you said you were nervous your first time playing?
I'm a lot more comfortable because, you know, all the reps that I took, you know, it's a lot more like memorizing to me than last year. You know, I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable because I've worked like on my game off the season. So it's like easy for me to transfer it into the game day.
Stay in the back and go to Mike from KAGS, and then we'll go to Zach.
Hey, Devon, everyone always talks about Haynes' speed, but you know you're the guy to ask. Is Haynes really as fast as everyone says he is?
Yes, he is. Like if you come to our practices and see him run, like when he's scrambling, like you will see like how is he like making people miss and they're coming at this type of angle. Like he's actually very fast. I would love to see him like run track like.
And then secondly, Devon, you guys had almost 600 yards of offense. You didn't pump, but there were 4 turnovers. So how do you guys clean up some of those mistakes, and what is the potential of this offense if you don't have 4 turnovers?
Like Coach Richard said, we got into the red zone. Like we didn't punt the ball not one time in the game. So basically, we just got to go to practice and like fix the little mistakes that we did and ordinary things, and then like it would be more easier for us, and then it would just more like we was beating ourselves more for like turnovers and a lot of stuff. Like you can't win games with turnovers, so we just got to go practice and fix the little stuff.
Let's go front left to Zach Taylor, and then Chuck.
Devon, how do you and Isaiah complement each other? I mean, are there certain things that he does well that maybe you could always work on and vice versa? I mean, how do you guys form the formidable 1-2 punch that you have?
I would say we always, like, even when we not having a good game or having a bad game, we always with each other. Like, we always compliment each other, telling each other what we need to do, or based off like if he ain't see this, or if I ain't see something, he'll tell me like when I come on the sideline, boom, you should have did this, or boom, like next time. So we always compliment each other, helping each other out on our runs and basically like our pass blocking and stuff like that.
What about physical traits? Are there certain things that you think you're better at?
Yeah. The physical traits, he teach me like on my techniques, like on picking up like big linebackers and stuff like that. He just teach me like how to use my hands and stuff like that. So we always teaching each other like stuff that we need.
All right, let's go to middle left to Chuck Carlton from the Dallas Morning News.
You talked about your confidence level now in the offense and how hard you worked in the offseason. And yeah, the Orange Bowl's in the past, but you had like a breakout game there. How gratifying was it to follow up the performance last season with what you did on Saturday?
I think it was kind of exciting for me based off that I did it as in like, because I had a good game Orange Bowl, so I didn't want to have a rough game as my first game. So I was basically good. I felt like a little better that I had a good game, and I couldn't thank like my O-line and the offense that they had a big part of that.
Back left to Sam Kahn from The Athletic, and then Olin.
Devon, two quick ones for you. One, how nice was it to have Caleb Chapman back out there in this offense, the impact he had? And two, how much role do you expect to have in the passing game this year?
Chapman has been working like really, really hard to come back. You know, like when I seen him running the post routes, I was thinking like the Florida game, like that's Chap, like that's what he does. So it's very exciting for him to be back, and I would love to see like him have a strong and healthy season. And what you say, Coach?
How much role in the passing game do you expect to have this year?
We do like all of our plays, like we do a lot of like out of the backfield plays now. So it's basically like whoever's in the game, like Coach be telling us like we work on a lot of. And like in the Indies, we do a lot of like routes like slops and shoot routes and seams. So it's basically like we should have a big role in the passing game, just like a normal receiver.
All right, we'll wrap it up with Olin right here in the middle.
A couple things related, but do you like coming in kind of as the relief pitcher? Do you, and can you tell a difference if the defense has been out there for a while and then you come in as with your speed? Do you think that gives you an even bigger advantage?
I wouldn't say an advantage. Is like more of is that like I love coming in. When I come in, like Coach Fisher and my running back coach Tommy, they have like a system for us. So we just doing what's best for the team and for us to win. So it's not like an advantage. I guess it was more like that the defense were more focused. They're more focused on somebody else, and then when I get in the game, they have to like adjust.
All right, that's all the questions we have.